You guys, we're live here at the Low-Carb Cruise and letting out for lunch here on the day of the session that we're doing here. We're about to start a social media panel, and I just wanted to pop on here, let you guys kind of partake in this a little bit. And it's going to be a whole lot of fun. So on the panel, we're going to have a couple of other people that do a whole lot of social media. I mean, what's up, Nisha? You do all kind of social media for this weirdo guy all the time. So we're live now on Instagram. So Nisha will be one of the panelists, and then Keto Coach Lauren will also chime in. So we're going to start here in just a few minutes. Thought I'd go ahead and go live, because if you're going to do a social media panel, why not go on social media? So so we're going to be doing that. Here we're going to talk about how you do social media, how you go live on Facebook. Put it in yonder, sweetie. We've started the panel. I'll be there in a minute. So yes, if you are just joining us, we are at the Low Carb Cruise. We literally just let out for lunch, so lots of people have left the room, but there are a few people that have stuck around that wanted to learn about social media, so we wanted to do it. What's up, Robbie? Thanks for being here, man. My cousin Robbie's here. He started keto in, November, Robbie? And he had 800 triglycerides, type 2 diabetes, and everything is normal. So, proud of you, man. Yes. So, we're going to wait a few minutes because there were a few people like, can I just grab something real quick to eat? Are you guys sticking around for the social media? Okay. So I guess we could go ahead and get started with some of the basics. So what apps do you know about? Do you know about Facebook? You know about Instagram? You know Twitter? Do you have any of those on your phone? You need to have all of those on your phone. Instagram and Facebook are kind of the two go-tos, right? And so you guys come on up here so I can get your viewpoints as well. So Instagram is what I like to do. I know, Lauren, you do a lot of Instagrams as well. You choose Facebook. Let's start with you, Nisha. Why do you guys do Facebook? What is it appealing about doing a lot of Facebook videos?
Well, Facebook, you can keep your live videos on there forever.
They stay on, yeah.
Forever. And Instagram is a 24-hour on the stories and the Facebook or Instagram lives. Can you guys hear? And then it goes away.
Hey, guys, can you take it outside? They're trying to hear. Thank you. Hush.
So that's
Bless you, heart.
We like to do lives on Facebook because people can access them even because right now the people that are watching now are just the people that can watch now.
Right.
But maybe they can't watch until tomorrow.
Right.
And also our audience is generally the older crowd, and most of them are on Facebook. So we want them to be able to access it, and then we do YouTube. So we'll save some of our Facebook Lives and put them on YouTube. That way the YouTube people can also see them. So it's a lot cross-promoting kind of thing, yeah.
And the cool thing about social media, we're doing this live video here, but this is just one part of it. You could post, like somebody the other day said they felt like they had to do live videos because that's what everybody's doing. I'm like, do you like doing them? She's like, no, I'm terrified, because she'd be on the camera and she'd be like, so I'm going to read what's on this teleprompter, and it's nobody wants to watch that. And she wasn't having fun with that. And I'm like, fine, what's fun for you? I asked her that, what's fun for you? Writing. I said, write. So don't make it something that you're not. I obviously like to talk on the camera, so hi guys. So I like to do those kinds of things. But if you're a writer, post. And Facebook has like unlimited character. I don't think I've ever written too many on Facebook. Instagram does cut you off. I found out hardware.
Yeah, I didn't know that until the other day, and it was like, oh, you've used all your characters, and I was like, but I'm not done talking.
In fact, when I write posts, it's almost like I keep writing till it stops me. Yeah. That's kind of my thing. Now, Lauren, you do a lot of different kinds on Instagram. You do posts. You also do stories. Can you talk about stories, and then you do also lives as well?
Can you speak up?
Yes. So I tend to post at least like once per day, just to keep the engagement with my audience. So I'll post once per day, interact with my audience, because the thing is if you're just posting and not commenting back, then you're not really going to grow, and you're not going to engage with the people that want to talk to you. So that's very important. And then I share on my story pretty much everything. So like whatever I'm doing in a day, whether it be hanging out with my son or sharing our meals or swipe up links to things that I'm promoting or that I offer, coaching, things like that, or sharing someone else's stuff. So maybe Ken has, shared a YouTube video, and I'll share it as well to help, show people his message.
Or you were on somebody's podcast and you mentioned that.
Or someone's podcast. You can easily share that as well, so people can find it and access it and listen to it. Stories is where I'm most active every day on Instagram.
15 seconds on Instagram.
Yeah, so there is a record feature where you can record videos. You can just post, but there's a 15-second limit to that. And some people have continuous stories where you can have consecutive videos, but then other times you don't. It just depends on your version of Instagram.
Lauren likes to do consecutive videos.
I do. I have a lot to say. So, but posts and stories, and then of course if you get a certain number of followers, you get the swipe up link, so you can promote.
10,000 is the followers on Instagram.
So, but yeah, and I'll do lives occasionally on Instagram, but that is the downfall, is that they do disappear after 24 hours.
Right.
If you do a live with someone, you can't save it,
right,
which is not fun.
I have a trick that you can.
Yeah. Well,
I'll tell you about later.
Say that again?
If you do a live with someone,
It's like you bring somebody on, like I could bring somebody in right now on this Instagram live. I won't, but
then you can't save
sorry guys,
it.
but
so if you're doing it by yourself, you can hit the save button and you can save the video. But if we're doing it dual, then you can't save it. So
And you have a trick, Jimmy?
yeah, I have to ask my web guy because he does all that for me. But yeah, if you miss it, for some reason, when I end this, I will have a little download button in the upper right hand corner there. They make it real easy on Facebook. You just download video.
Yeah, tell them your trick.
So, if you have an iPhone, now I don't know about Samsung or anything else, but you can screen record on an iPhone,
Yes.
which will capture everything that's happening on your screen, including comments, which is kind of helpful
Which
for the
is
people
really cool.
who are not going to watch it live. They still get the interaction, like, oh, she's responding to this person saying this.
Right.
You just have to make sure that you also are picking up the audio, because if you don't go in and make sure that you're recording the screen
It's
and
dead
the
silent.
audio, then it's a fail and you've just done all that work for nothing. But that's a good hack, but you have to remember to do it prior to actually going live.
So repurposing content is a big thing. So I do this show called Jimmy Rants. So do any of you watch Jimmy Rants? So it's a daily show I do on Instagram. So I go live on this very channel I'm on right now. What's up, you guys? Welcome back to another Instagram Live. I do my little spiel, and then I do whatever the content that I'm doing. And then from there, once it's over and I press end, until next time, we'll see you then. I press end, and then I save it. It saves to my camera roll. And then I upload that video to YouTube. And then I've also been, while we've been cruising, repurposing some of that content in audio form. So one of the fun parts of social media is you do it once, you use it multiple times. So if you're trying to get the word out and you say some profundity, I know Dr. Barry does it all the time. He has really good content with what he does. You don't just use it in one place. Anisha's your right-hand girl. He doesn't just use it in one place.
No, because we are of the mindset that we like to do as much work as possible with as little effort as possible.
Yes.
So by doing the work that we do on Facebook, we're killing a lot of birds with one stone. But also I'd like to talk about blogs, because more and more Facebook is doing this censorship thing that we're all really worried about. So if you'll set up your own blog, and it's really easy. Wix has a really good
Wix.com.
It's very user-friendly. WordPress is a better quality, but it's a little bit harder. But if you'll do that, then you can put all of your content on your blog, and then no matter if Facebook or Instagram, they go away, YouTube, you still have all of your work there, and people can find you even if Facebook takes you away or Instagram takes you away.
And if you do make a blog, make a vanity URL. So livinlavitalow-carb.com, drbarry.com, ketocoachlauren.com. Those are all vanity URLs we made up. GoDaddy.com, you can get it for $10, the .com.
Yeah.
And then it will redirect to the WordPress or whatever you use.
Right. You need to make sure that you have something that is yours,
that no one can censor, just in case.
Then you could put ads on it if you grow a big enough following.
Yeah, and you can use affiliate links and do all the stuff that you can make a little money on the side, and you won't have to worry about someone coming in and reporting you.
Right.
Or, because I got reported the other day for just talking about breastfeeding.
How dare you as a pregnant woman talk about breastfeeding?
Yeah, exactly.
So Lauren, how do you repurpose content?
I have a podcast. If I do a live on Instagram, a lot of times I will save the video and I can put it on my YouTube channel. Because I have that. That's a platform that I'm growing as well. But then I can also extract the audio and put it on podcasts. So
We did that the other day.
Yeah, the talk that I did this week, Jimmy and I did a fasting YouTube video. I'm also going to extract the audio and put it on podcast form. So being able to repurpose it that way, and then also, again, having that swipe up link in, people can just click it and be redirected to it.
So some of you are probably thinking, okay, who am I? I'm not Jimmy Moore. I'm not Nisha Berry. I'm not Keto Coach Lauren. Why would anybody listen to me? Guess what? All three of us were a couple of schlubs when we first started too. Seriously, I mean, I didn't write Keto Clarity the first day I started doing this. I educated myself. I had something to say. And people often tell me, and you guys chime in, they say, well, Dr. Berry explains things so well. What do I have to offer? You have your perspective.
You have your voice.
You have your voice, exactly. I love Lauren's work because she's so open to talking in a very vulnerable way. That's your niche. And you guys have your niche of explaining things. Even though you're a doctor, you don't talk doctor speak by design. And then I'm just the guy that translates a lot of the science as well, and I try to have a good time, a goofball. Just be you. I think sometimes people think they have to be something they're not. Just be you, and people will want to connect.
Yeah, I say this a lot to our patrons and supporters that are in the group and are just learning how to share their story. It's not how much you know as much as it is that there's someone out there who fits your mold. Like you have a 3-year-old and Jesse has teenagers, and those are two completely different things that you need to know how to do keto for a 3-year-old as opposed to a teenager. Or I have Hashimoto's, and so someone who is dealing with Hashimoto's wouldn't be dealing with the same things that Lauren is dealing with. We both don't lift weights, but we still have people that will hear us because they relate to this situation specifically. And Kim, the same way, she is able to talk to people about, carb addiction and stuff like that because she's been through that. As where I wouldn't be able to speak to someone in the same way that she can do it, because like she was talking about earlier, she's been in the hole. I've not been in that hole. So someone who is needing that advice would be more helped by her than by me, and it has nothing to do with other expertise.
And I'm not talking about breastfeeding.
Yeah, exactly. So you have your story to share, and there's going to be, you'll have your tribe that hears you and can relate to you. And that has nothing to do with expertise. It has to do with your story. Yeah, you said it all. Yeah. You said it all.
So because I'm going to play by my rules, I have comments coming in on this live. So somebody says, can you share everybody's speaker handles? So you are Nisha Loves It.
It's Neisha, loves it. And that's on everything. I try to make it very easy for people to find me. That's another thing. You want to have the same, if you can, have the same name across Instagram, Facebook, blog,
yes,
all that stuff.
Standardize
so people
it.
can find you really easily on Google. So if you go type in Nisha Loves It on Google, it's going to find me on everything.
And she's also the brains behind Ken D. Berry.
Yes, I am.
Yes. And then she took great pride in that. And then you're Keto Coach Lauren everywhere, right?
Yes. So on Instagram, I'm keto_coach_Lauren. But everywhere else that if you were to type my name into Google and type in Keto Coach Lauren or Lauren Berryhill, you'll be able to find me. So it's pretty easy.
And from a branding standpoint, and I'm living a low carb man, which is kind of a play on words of living La Vida Low Carb. I think you want to make it fun. You want to make it who you are. I mean, you got lucky you had your name. Same with you. You threw the D in there because I guess Ken Berry was already taken, or Ken Berry MD probably was already taken. So you kind of, you want to find something fun. But you don't want to be so long that they're like at the end of it going, okay, what was that again? So like one of our speakers is Nissa Gran. Hers is eating fat is the new skinny. Well, it's long, but it's memorable. And same with Living La Vida Low Carb. It's long, but it's memorable. I've shortened it to LLVLC now. But, that's key as well. If you're going to start something like this, I know one of our speakers, Crystal, had the hardest username forever on Instagram. Now she's the Lady Savage. Very easy to remember that one instead of crystal.love.cku123. I was like, I could never remember it. So, all right, so let's turn it over to them because you guys are here. Say hello to my Instagram livers. So what questions do you have about social media that we haven't really touched on? I know we've went really fast there.
Any questions?
And they're dumbfounded, so.
Or we did a really good job.
Did you ever start out with doing it not live and then post it? Just
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. And honestly, it happened by accident for us. We're just big mouths together. And so we were waiting to see a movie, and I was like, we should go live and talk about how whole wheat isn't necessarily good for you, and it's misleading and blah, 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 blah. And that's where it started. But before that, we were just like sharing little blurbs or articles or something like that. But we just kind of fell into the Facebook Live because that's what happens naturally for us. We just bounce ideas off of one another, and we end up talking, and people got something from that. And so we ran with that. But that doesn't necessarily mean that we were super confident right out the gate, because we weren't at all. And if you go back and watch the old ones, you can tell how much we've changed and how much our keto has changed, because it's a process. And that's why we say Berry Method that's because we don't know right now what we're going to be doing a year from now. Our method is forever changing. So,
and you shouldn't feel pressured to do like videos and lives and stuff, but I will say, like, I was super uncomfortable with doing it at first, but then you have people like Jimmy who encourage you and say, no, you have a great voice. No, people want to hear you, people want to see you. So you could always like try it and then get it out there. But what I've found is that I'm not comfortable 100% of the time, but the fact that I am helping someone, and the fact that sometimes it's better when people see you visually and hear you, like, I don't know what it is.
There's a real person there.
You make a better connection that way. So me stepping out of my comfort zone and doing those things, it's another reason why I do those things. So.
And that's a good theme song too. I mean, I didn't just start podcasting one day. This guy said, hey, if you talk half as good as you write, you should be a podcaster. And I was like, why? It didn't even dawn on me, but he saw the talent. And so I did encourage Lauren, and I encourage lots of people behind the scenes, use that gift that you have. And maybe you're looking at yourself and saying, what do I have to contribute? So if you like talking, and you know who you are, then do a podcast, do some kind of video like we're doing here. Just use that voice and be confident in your voice. You've just attended 3/4 of a fantastic conference, right? Has it been a good conference?
Yes. Right.
And so now you have all this newfound knowledge that you're going to assimilate it in your head, and you're going to regurgitate, this is what I learned. People will love that. And I think the more voices we have, the better. And see, here's the thing. When I started, it was 2006 when I started podcasting. There was nobody out there. And now we have all these tools. In fact, Instagram Live only just came around a couple of years ago. Facebook Live was 3 or 4 years ago. So this is all relatively new. And for all you old timers that might remember Periscope, there was this video platform called Periscope. I used to do Jimmy Scopes. And so you just go with where the technology is. But Instagram has made it very, very easy to do this.
I will say the tip that I would give anybody who's interested in doing Facebook Live, Instagram Live, or any type of video whatsoever is that you don't just sit there and wait for people to come on.
Oh no, talk to them.
Just go ahead and start talking, and talk to this like it's a person.
Yes.
Just
look at the camera.
pretend this is one of your friends, this is your cousin, your sister, whoever, and just don't act like it's people. There's people watching me. Just talk to this like it's a person, and
it's easier than this crowd.
Right. And then right, exactly. And after about 5 or 10 minutes, then you'll be able to be like, okay, so and so is saying yada yada yada, and then you can start addressing. But that way, you're more comfortable. There's not that awkward dead space in the beginning, and then the replay, people aren't like
bored the first minute.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Talk about all the expensive equipment you need to do this.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
You're
He
looking
just
at
needs
it.
this.
This
No,
is all the
right,
equipment
yeah.
you need.
Even if you want to do YouTube, he uses this. We don't have any special equipment whatsoever.
This is my entire production studio.
This is great.
Right.
Right here.
Do you video edit?
He
No.
does.
Why would you?
He does.
One shot and done.
That's why I am with podcasts too.
On your YouTube, you often say, and there's a reference appears below.
Oh, so that's a post-production you can add in
Yeah, you can
iMovie.
always type in your show notes and whatever you want down
Yeah,
there.
so all your reference material.
That's right. I always put the.
But as far as the video, he's not cutting up the video
I'm
because he
not
said
doing
or he farted or whatever he did.
What's happening, you're doing
Right.
that.
There's no video editing at all of my videos. I literally record it on the phone and post it to YouTube.
Same with my podcast. I never
Yeah.
edit.
And YouTube has this great feature. You can record yourself on the YouTube app, but you don't have to post that.
Nope.
And so like you were saying, I don't want to go live, or I don't want this to be out there for the world. You can do a 5-minute video and then go, oh, that was crap. I'm not posting that. And do it again.
What you need to work on.
Yeah.
I just want to offer a perspective that like I find recording my videos super stressful. Like if I'm doing like a formal video where I'm like talking and I have notes and I record them like 27 times before I'm ready to post them.
That's awesome.
But when I go, because I'm a perfectionist, you cannot be a perfectionist live.
No.
You're gonna have something in your nose. Your hair's gonna be weird. You know, you didn't have time to
Phone
put
will fall.
something. The slides aren't gonna work. Like, so early on in my public speaking, I realized like I am a person who makes mistakes.
Yes.
So I'm not being myself unless I make a mistake. So I have done it wrong if I haven't made a mistake.
Yep.
So you're just being yourself on a live. That's who they want you to be on a live. They don't want to know the person you want to be. They want to know the person you are.
Lauren is notorious for going on live. Man, I'm such a hot mess today, and it's
that's
awesome.
That's also because
too.
My lives are usually at like 4 o'clock in the morning, and I've just gotten done working out. So that's usually. But yes, I mean, it's better when you share the real aspect of you, and that's
Yeah,
what
the
people
more
want.
real, the better.
Yeah.
Don't try to play a persona.
I'm always mispronouncing or stuttering or something, but the people that watch me, they just know, oh, don't, you know.
They roll with it.
Her brain is faster than her mouth.
Yes.
That's just how it goes sometimes. Or, you know, she mispronounced that and they'll just, you know, I'm okay with that. I'm not perfect. And, you know, I said Coco K all week long until we got here and they're like, it's key. Oh, you know, like, but you don't have to be self-conscious.
Yeah.
People appreciate the flaws because that's what makes you real and relatable.
And so we mentioned earlier about like, don't come on and go, all right, I'm just going to wait here until people show up. And eventually they'll be here. I guess I'll just kind of look in the seat. No. So what I do to help with that is I have a little spiel that I do at the beginning of Jimmy Rants. What's up, you guys? Welcome back to another Instagram Live. And we're here with another episode of Jimmy Rants. JimmyRants.com is the website. And I'm out of breath already. And then I go through the whole spiel. See, you guys are used to that, right? And so you come up with something that fills the time. Even just say, hey guys, it is so exciting today. I cannot wait to talk about what we're going to talk about here today. You don't really get into it right away because you want to wait for a few people, but you kind of learn the art of keeping it going. And wait about 1 to 1.5 minutes, and you'll have probably the peak of people that will listen. At least your super fans. And then people will come and go. Like right now, I have 20 people live. Whoop, just went down to 19 live, and they've come and gone the whole show. So thank you guys for being here, by the way. We are on the Low-Carb Cruise. This is the social media panel. They just wanted to learn all about this medium here. And so we have 3 fine panelists. Keto Coach Lauren, Nisha Berry. You know who I am. Did you have a question?
I did. What is the best way to build your audience the quickest, and how often? Like a day? Should you do it every day? How long should you keep it? Like when you're starting to build and get out there.
If you pay me $10,000, I can tell you in 3 steps. Just kidding. Please do not pay for followers ever.
So one way is like me and Lauren will probably do a video
Yep.
next week together. So collabing with people, finding people on this cruise that you like and saying, hey, let's do something together, because their friends will watch their stuff and your friends will watch their stuff, and there you've gained maybe 40 followers and 40 people that maybe needed to hear what you said but were listening to her, you know? and also being consistent, posting daily, and like Lauren
Consistent
said,
is key.
interacting with the people who are watching. Even if it's just 3 comments, respond to every single comment until it's like there's no way he can respond to every comment or message at this point. But in the beginning, we tried our very, very best to respond to everybody.
Like Colorful Keto with Dory is here. I have a small Facebook group, and I share tips all the time. So we love you, Dory.
Hi, Dory.
We love you, Dory.
Hey, Dory.
So yeah, like commenting back, and then also one big thing is if you already have a following, like tagging people. So like
Yes.
Nisha actually tagged me the other day, and I gained a lot of followers
Yeah, you did.
from her. So and not just tagging every single person, but like if you truly believe in what they are doing and sharing and wanting to get their name out there too, then doing that. But also like hashtags are very beneficial, and the time of day that you post as well. So you Instagram I know has like a algorithm or whatever. So like there's certain times of day where there's more people on their phones. I find that people, as soon as they wake up, they check their phone. So that's usually between like 5 and 6 o'clock. I always post between 5 and 6 o'clock, and that's usually when I get the most likes. And that's usually, and not that I'm out for likes, but that's usually when I get the most engagement, comment-wise. And then people will follow as well. So Nisha has found that around lunchtime is like beneficial for them. So I guess it depends on the person, but people check their phone the most at lunch break, or at nighttime when they're right before they go to bed, and you're not supposed to be scrolling your phone and avoiding all the blue rays, but scrolling their phone at nighttime too, and just finding the prime time that people are already following you will engage with you. But the hashtags are really important as well. So whatever your post is about,
Yes.
if it's the keto diet, put everything keto in hashtags. So
Yes.
hashtag keto diet, keto community.
And you can look them up. You
Yeah,
can see which
they're-
ones have the most hits. So like Keto Life, ketogenic
Yeah.
diet, keto diet, all of
Yeah.
those are big.
And you guys, I don't know what app it was, but there is an app that helps you formulate which ones are most popular.
Oh, wow.
Well, that's for YouTube.
Or- okay,
yeah. So
YouTube.
TubeBuddy, if you're going to do YouTube, get TubeBuddy. There's a free version and there's a paid version, and eventually you'll want the paid version because it really gives you so many backdoor statistics to help push your things. And then after you post, it'll tell you where you're lining up when people search. So like my chicken nugget video is in the top 5. And that's really, really good. And it's good for me to know that because now I know cooking videos are something that I need to probably do more of.
Yeah.
And cross promoting as well. So if you can do more than one platform, you should, because you're going to grow all over the place. My YouTube people will now follow me on Instagram. My Facebook people will now follow me on, all the way around. Yeah.
So one thing we've been talking about is from kind of content providing, kind of that leadership of you providing. But maybe you're not that type. Maybe you just want to be a supporter. You can also grow a following as a supporter. So if you go on a Dr. Berry video and you start commenting and then they read from you, and usually when I do this I say, oh, hey KK Cook 0315, I started following Lauren and Keto Savage after I saw them on Jimmy's post from this cruise. So when you talk to them like that, now that person, thank you for that comment by the way, when you talk to them, then maybe people go, oh, I like what they're saying, and they'll go follow. So you asked about how you grow followers. You're active with the people that are doing the work. So find Dr. Berry, find Keto Coach Lauren, find Nisha, find me, and talk on our lives and interact even in the comment section, and you'll be surprised how many people you get from that.
I will say there's a courtesy part to that too.
Yes, please don't be obnoxious.
A lot of people think that they can grow by hijacking
Yes.
Yeah.
other people's things. So I would never go to Lauren's page and say, hey, you should come follow me.
Yeah, don't
Here's
do
all
that.
of my links.
Add value.
That's not
Or-
okay.
Yeah, give
Or
comments.
Just since being on this cruise, I have had 5 times someone take my photo, take my caption, and repost it on their page to try to grow their page. They'll tag me. They'll say credit Keto Coach Lauren, but that's not their post. Or they're trying to sell some program, 28-day program, that they, want people to think that my transformation was because of their program. So there are people who are doing it very wrong, and you can report those things, but I went from, I think, 1,000 followers in January of 2017 to I'm almost at 18K now.
Yes, you are.
And it's because of you're sharing your story, you're sharing everything. Like you really try to not only that, but like engage with people. So commenting on Jimmy's posts or commenting on Dr. Barry's posts or sharing things. It's a process to grow your following, but do it organically. Don't do it paid, because then they're not going to stick around. I mean, if you pay for followers, they're bots and people who don't really give a crap what you're talking about. So if you've got 12,000 followers but only 50 likes on a post, it just shows that you don't really have true.
There's also like hacks to growing that I don't ever recommend, like the follow and follow thing.
Yeah.
A lot of people who are teaching how to grow are telling you things that may grow you in the short run, but in the long run, it looks bad.
Yeah.
It's not nice. People don't understand. Like if I was to follow Lauren and then next week she saw I wasn't following her, but she had followed me, I mean,
Right.
what message does that
Right.
send? Obviously, I wasn't invested in what she was saying. I was just trying to get her number on my board.
Right.
And you don't want that.
What do you mean by buying?
So I was going to get to that. So they actually have these things called follower banks. And I've seen the operation. There's some behind the scenes stuff where they literally on a wall have 1,000 iPhones all on the wall, stuck to the wall. And they say, okay, somebody paid us $10,000. Follow. And that's literally all they do all day
So
long.
you have they're not there for your content. They're there to show that
just
you
number.
are they're a number added to your followers list. So you're sharing for a purpose. You want to get your message out there, and you want to share
Engagement.
Yeah, engagement. And so if these people are just following you, but they're not commenting on anything, then because when people comment, they see in the explore page where you can search things, people see you engaging. People see. So like if no one's engaging with you, then you're not going to be able to get the true people to actually share the content you're trying to share.
And that just brings to light something that I was going to talk about, the numbers thing. Do not compare yourself to someone else's numbers because it doesn't mean anything.
It's like a weight.
It is. And
It doesn't
yes,
really tell you
Lauren
anything.
and I have 18K following us, and that is awesome because we're helping that many
Right,
people.
right.
But think of if you have 50 people following you, that's 50 people that would be in this room. That's a lot of people. And that just because it's lower than 18 doesn't mean it's lower.
Right, and it doesn't mean that you're not providing good quality content.
So let me tell you a bit of the dark side of all this, because I've been building a following for years, and in November last year I had 38,000 followers here on Instagram. Overnight got hacked. Lost them all. Had to start from zero. So there are ways, if you start one of these pages, there's this thing called two-way authentication. It was actually on, they figured out the code. That's how they got in. And so turn it on, 99.999% chance that they can't hack. I just happen to be that lucky one that hit the lottery, the sad lottery. But I built it back up. I'm almost at 12K again, thanks to friends loving on me and saying, hey, he lost his followers, go follow him again. But the cool thing is, since I've been back, the quality of these followers, this is hardcore fans now.
Yeah,
These Jimmy Ranchers, they love me.
Yeah, it's people who really want to be there.
It's quality, not quantity.
Yeah.
It really is. And Instagram is famous for making it about the numbers. And do not fall into that. But one more thing that I really want to touch on is if you're going to do this, have some thick skin.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yes.
there will be haters.
And the more you talk and the more you show your passion and your truth and the more blunt you are about bananas
vulnerable.
aren't keto and like things like that, the more people will attack you.
Yes.
They'll throw, your name in the mud. And, when we first started this, we had so much positive. And so when the negative started coming, it was kind of like a, whoa, because the bigger your name is, Jimmy knows this, the bigger the target on your back is.
The more haters you have.
Right.
Or that you develop.
But do not let that get you down because still, even though we're getting so much negative stuff, 98% of you guys
Right.
are positive and supportive, but it's real easy to let that negative stuff step on the positive, even though it's so small. So just keep that in mind, and it's a process. You gotta get used to it.
Yeah.
It sucks.
It does.
People
it comes
suck.
with the territory, sadly. You just have to know that's going to happen.
Not everyone's gonna like you. Like
Right.
you know, in your real life, not everybody's gonna like you and what you have to say. And
Unless you're Ken Berry, then they all love you.
then everybody loves you. But you just have to be willing enough to accept that, and that though you know your intentions and you know that you mean well, not everyone's gonna believe that, or they're gonna think you're fake, or they're gonna call your transformation fake, or whatever. I mean, and it's very hurtful. It took a lot. Like, I'm a very sensitive person. It took me a while to build that up, but now it's just kind of like, I know that there are more people out there that I'm reaching and touching and that support me than those that really just don't care for me, and that's what.
And it doesn't matter if you put a disclaimer at the beginning.
Oh, yeah.
Or
No.
whatever that says, I am not attacking you. This is a blah, blah, blah. It doesn't matter. Someone's going to take offense.
Yep,
And
someone
they're going to take the wrong way.
butthurt world we live in.
Yeah.
Yeah. We like to, that's a southern thing.
Yep, that
We
is.
say butthurt.
Hashtag butthurt world. When you have a hater, you know you made it, says Jesse.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Jesse, you know. So, any logistical questions? We've talked about some of the kind of stuff you're going to deal with, but like hashtags, does that make sense? I know, Eric, you just started learning how to tag people in videos and things like that. So, yeah, he's getting there. We're working on him.
One thing about hashtags that we've learned through experience is that the bigger hashtags for someone who's just starting out are not actually going to help you
Yeah.
as much as finding a keto hashtag that has a less amount of followers. And used to, back in the day, you could put like 25 hashtags on there, and that's what you wanted to do. But now Instagram has started throttling those people, and now you want to use more like 5 to 7
Right.
hashtags that are very specific to what you're talking about on that specific post. Don't like talk about keto bread and then, put a hashtag that has nothing to do with it, like, selfie or whatever. Where used to you would use selfie because it pushed that, but now Instagram has changed things.
Right.
It's an ever-changing
They have eyeballs,
thing.
apparently, that look at the photos, because
Yeah.
sometimes I'll throw it in there just to see if it'll get nope.
Yeah. Yeah, so Instagram is something that changes all the time, and it's really annoying. But I think they're doing it to make sure that the bots aren't
Yeah.
taking over,
Yeah.
Do you think that too?
I agree. Yeah.
Well, and find your voice. As I said, we all have our ways of saying things, doing things. And what I do, I don't want you to mimic. I want you to do your version of that. Right. So, did you have a question, Stephanie? I know you wanted to.
Do I have a question? I guess I have like a million and one questions.
What's the top one?
The top one. Like,
We're all waiting with bated breath.
I think, because I went and got food, but
I know, bro.
You were mentioning that, like, I feel like I say the same thing all the time, but then I listen to your Jimmy rants and you say stuff, but I love facts, and I feel like that's not necessarily what people want to listen to. So how do you...
You don't think people want to hear about loving fat?
No, the facts. I'm like,
F-A-C-T-S, is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
I thought you said I love fat. I'm like, you've come to the right place.
It's too nerdy. It's too nerdy to
So
talk.
facts, no, see, that's again, you're cornering yourself as you have to be somebody else. Don't be Jimmy Moore, don't be Lauren, don't be Nisha, be you. And if facts are what you're about, your tribe will find you.
Oh yeah, the people who love the hard facts, like they're gonna be drawn to you, just like the people who love that I cry on camera and they can relate to that.
I get criticized for not doing facts enough.
Right, yeah.
I really like people like you who do facts because they make up for me, who is more experience-based. Like, I'm sharing my experience, but then I can say, well, if you are interested in this, Stephanie talks a lot about the exact science of someone who is a triathlete and is wanting to change from high carb to low carb. So you're a resource for people like us who don't know the science like you do.
So your first video should be facts on fats.
Facts on fats and facts on training, and well, there's lots of facts.
You have a lot of stuff you could do.
That's what you thrive off of, so you just need to run with it.
Yeah, you're a resource.
Yeah.
Yes, Jeff.
So Ken, in your videos, what's going on with the iPod, the AirPods?
Yeah.
That's actually my audio.
Right.
And so you can listen with earbuds.
AirPods.
I never call them the right name.
Earpods.
You can listen to things with them, but also they have a speaker, right? And so that's my microphone.
Right.
And you don't have to do that. That's just what I chose to do because I hate cords.
It's a little better quality.
The audio's better.
Yeah, the audio does
Really
sound
good
better.
audio. They're relatively inexpensive, and weirdly, I didn't lose them until just recently. I lose everything, but that's my audio.
Right.
And so I can be anywhere in the world, and I have my complete production studio in this pocket and that pocket.
Right.
And in any given second, I can either go live on Facebook, or if I have a great idea, a bright idea, I can make a YouTube video right there on the spot. I don't have to post it then, but I can post it later. But that's I don't want to be looking for, oh, where's my lapel mic and where's my whatever. And so
And the tripod.
And so also, some people on YouTube and other social media love high production quality.
Yes.
And they will immediately not watch me because my videos are obviously not high production. There's no editing, there's no whatever. But for people who don't care about that stuff, I'm your guy. And so I've probably repelled many people by not having that high production value, but other people don't seem to mind. And so that's why it has to be authentic to you. And if you love high production, if you love facts, if you love the cutting art of audio visual, the latest thing, do that.
Find your niche.
But if you are inauthentic, if you think, well, Dr. Berry does it this way, so I better do it that way,
Yeah.
and that ain't you,
Yeah.
then that's quickly going to become a job.
Yes.
And people will see right through that.
Absolutely.
People will see through it, but every day you gotta go, okay, let me put on my work face, and you know how we all love going to work, right? You don't know. But if you're just being 100% you can roll out of bed and do that. It's for free because it's easy, because that's who you are.
Also, you'll never do it.
Yeah.
Like if you're
Every
like
day
it
it'll get
has to
harder.
be production value, and you're not a production value person,
Right.
you're just not going to do it.
Right. Yeah, you'll have a video in the can that you're gonna edit, and you'll never edit that video. I've got 3 or 4 on my phone that I made years ago, and I'm like, I'm just never gonna do that.
Obviously, the cell phone and the AirPods has not hindered him because he's almost to 600,000 on YouTube now, where he was literally last year, because we were on this cruise. It seems like forever ago that we've been doing this, but it's only been 1 year since Jimmy invited us, and ever since then it's been exponential growth. He was
I
right
take
up.
credit, by the way, so.
Well, he gets a lot of the credit, but 100,000 followers is where we were 1 year
Yeah,
ago, and
you've
nothing
exploded.
has changed about his channel quality-wise. It's still a phone, it's still the AirPods, and he's still just speaking his truth. That's it.
And Ken made a really good point. Thank you for talking about you're having fun with it. And when it becomes a job, it's the wrong thing for you. Hang on a second, Lauren. So that's one reason why when I started Jimmy Rants is I wanted it to be something that I could do a lot of content, short period of time, repurpose, all the things we've already talked about, but it's fun. And it's like, if I didn't have fun, I couldn't come on here, what's up, you got, and have fun, and they feel that excitement on the video. It would be like, yeah, what's up, guys? Yeah, we're back here with Jimmy Rants today, and I'm really not feeling it, but yeah. Who would watch that video, right? So that's what I love about y'all and what y'all do. Bunch of Southerners up here, but that's what I love what you do, because you can tell you're passionate about this. And so if you start this and you find that you're lackluster about it, stop and move on to something else.
That's one thing that translates on video more than
Yes.
could ever
Oh,
translate
yeah.
with a picture and a caption.
Yes.
Your passion,
Nonverbal
your joy, your
cues.
emotion. With her tears, you can't translate that in a caption.
Right.
But you can see how much she cares about her kid and what she's feeding him when she talks about
Yes.
it.
And same thing for feeling the pressure to do everything, so and to do certain things. So like Keto Savage, Robert Sykes, you guys know, he was here talking. He vlogs, and he vlogs very well.
Video blog is what you're saying.
Vlogging is pretty much like just documenting your entire day, showing people like what your life is like. I do that. I do not do that as well as him, and I at one point felt the pressure to be a vlogger because that's what people really like. But that's not what my passion is. I like sitting down in front of a camera and like talking about a topic and really connecting and having my thoughts gathered, whereas he is like on the fly videoing a workout on the beach, and that's what people love and know him for.
They love the shirtless too.
Yeah, that
Same for like podcasting. So I've really found a love for podcasting. I love to talk. I like to talk.
No.
So, but like, not everyone likes to talk into a microphone, into a screen, or to interview people. And I'm not the best interviewer, but I'm getting better.
You're a great interviewer.
I think I'm getting better. But like, you have to find what you love and then go full force. So like, I'm not a huge Facebook person. I'm gonna try growing my Facebook, but I am obsessed with Instagram. I love the art of creating eye-appealing pictures and then also creating captions. I love creating words that touch people, and so you do have the people who don't read the caption, even though you put in all the effort. I know you know the same. You put in all the effort to create a caption that really touches people, but they just want to see the picture. So that's why I think it's really important that if you're gonna start doing that, you need to have good pictures too, like have good quality or good, like the picture that shows a message as well. But then you also have the people who want to connect with the caption, so kind of appeal to both things.
Well, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, over time, the social medias will change.
Yes.
Obviously, what's really interesting to me is I've been a YouTuber for 15 years and saw zero.
Was Fred Flintstone your first follower?
Yeah, zero, growth at all, because at that time YouTube was not that big, and then it got really big, and then it got small, and Facebook took over, and then Instagram came along, and then podcasts were big, and then they were small, but now they're making a renaissance, and YouTube is too. So that just says stick with what you love, because you never know when it's going to come back around. Yeah. Exactly.
Well, and I want to make the point too is sometimes people are like, well, I'll do just YouTube and they'll all find me on YouTube. And that was a mistake I made. I didn't get on Instagram for the longest time because I thought it was the stupidest thing in the world for a non-recipe person. Because all the people that were on Pinterest and Instagram, they were posting all these recipes. I'm like, oh, recipes? I'm a podcaster. And somebody said, why don't you post your podcast? I went, oh, crap. So I have to make an image, huh? So I started having images made, and now I've got a guy that's his sole job in my business is to make images and to post to Instagram. Guess what? Podcast listeners went up. It kind of spread the word, and now I have this crazy show called Jimmy Rants. You just continue to build on it. And I resisted being in all those places, but if you want to make the biggest impact, biggest bang for your buck, be in as many places as you are comfortable with. I will tell you, I tried to get Christine when she started her NTP practice on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook. She got overwhelmed. And so we quickly shut it all down except for the Instagram where she was most comfortable. So if this gets overwhelming, back it down to what you can handle. But the more places you can be, the more influential your voice can be.
It really depends on what your goals are. Like, is your goal just to share your story? Then you don't have to do everything. No. But if your goal is to become a coach or build a business or build a brand, then that's when the cross-promotion thing really starts to matter. But don't feel like if you're just wanting to share your story, you have to do that, because you don't at all. Yeah.
And by the way, newsflash, none of us start this to start a business.
No.
When Live and La Vida Low Carb started, don't start to I want to make as much money as possible. Yeah. When I started Live and La Vida Low Carb, it was like, hey, this is fun. I love to talk. I love to write. And then it was like, well, dang, I got a lot of earballs and eyeballs. So why don't I try to do something with this? And then I went full time with it and have been head down all the way ever since.
It's to help more people. If you make it a business, you can, like, if you can only do it in your free time, then you can help so many people. But if you can help so many people that it becomes a thing you do 24/7, that's the only reason to turn it into a business.
This has been my job now for 14 years.
So knowing what you know now about the various platforms, and you're going to start with one, and let's say your job is something modest like mine, is to change the entire world, where would you start?
So it depends on what your goal and what your skill is. If you're good at talking on camera, then you need to go, hey guys, it's Dr. Bear here. That's what he does. You come up with your little spiel.
I'll use a different name.
Yeah, I want to see the faux berry is what you'll call yourself.
I would suggest Facebook just because so many people are on Facebook looking for this information.
That's right.
And then branch into YouTube if you're because you're a good speaker. So that would be good for you to do both, and then you're going to grow.
You can link your YouTube to your Facebook.
Yes.
You can
they make
share
it really easy.
I'm a much better speaker in front of real people than in front of a
These are
So
real
put
people.
Roxanne behind you, and you got a real person right there.
Yeah, and you also have the people engaging in the comments as well. They're real people. They're paying attention.
Oh,
to what
these
you're
people
saying.
here,
They're live.
I only started my social media in November of 2017. And she's already built a thing. What Lauren just suggested is the best advice I've heard in a while. Wow, Lauren, what did you say?
I don't know.
Instagram and TikTok are my favorites.
Let me say something to him.
No.
Okay.
You need a website. Every single one of you needs a website if you're going to build a business.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. In your case, I would highly recommend that you pick two, because you've got two things to offer people. You've got the facts that you know as a doctor, and that needs to be presented in a factual way. But there's also you and that little hottie sitting behind you, and people
Bring
want
the
to
hottie
know.
on the
People want your
video with you.
facts, but people also want to know you.
Right.
And so
Right.
YouTube definitely for your factual videos, but then either Facebook or Instagram, so people can get to know you, but probably Facebook because it's so much bigger. And so you could do your factual kind of lecture-ish things on YouTube, but then have a Facebook page where you're a public figure, and then you guys could go live, or you could just post whatever articles interest you, and then you also get to cross-pollinate,
Yes.
and that's huge. But that way people get to see, oh, here's the doctor, but also here's the dude, because they want to see both.
Well, that's part of building the brand, is that it's not just what you're saying, it's who you are, and the people they'll get to know you, and that the people who have been following us for the past year don't just listen to what he says, they
Right.
care about what he says.
When the fire happened, you guys had such an
Yes.
outpouring of love
We
because
did.
they love you.
Yes, exactly, and that was amazing. And Jimmy posted, like, all of our community, the keto community, they cared about us so much that they feel like we're family, and we feel like they're
You are.
family.
Absolutely.
But that's because, and we're oversharers, but that's just that's part of our brand, is that we share our failures, we share our joys, our goals.
Yeah.
We shared our infertility journey, and that wasn't easy. But people who are going through that, it's hard to find someone else who is going through that will share.
That will be open about.
Yes, exactly.
And when the fire happened, I'm not a charity guy at all. Zero. I don't want any charity. But Dave Feldman and Jimmy Moore both beat me about the head and shoulders for days until I finally said, fine, whatever. If you want to post something, that's fine, but I'm not posting anything. And so Jimmy came up with the website, and Dave Feldman started posting on other social media the links if you want to help the berries. But that's nothing I would have ever done in a million years. And initially when Dave and Jimmy approached me, I'm like, hell no. But then I finally gave in, and I mean, I feel like people were thankful that they were able to help
But
us.
people didn't give to us because we needed them. They gave to us because we had helped them so much that they just wanted to show us love. And
They had a
that right
connection.
there is like insane. The amount of people that were like, I want to give to you because you have given so much to me. Even if it was $1, $5, $100, anything, it meant that much to them to show us love in return, because we had changed their lives apparently, which is crazy that two little redneck hillbillies from Tennessee had any effect on anybody, much less this many people, and that they showed us so much love. If you give love, you will get love, and that's a fact.
By the way, that website helpdrberry.com.
Yeah,
Wanna
it was
help.
awesome. Like, the amount of love is so humbling. We could never have expected to feel that from some people that had never even met us.
Isn't that the beautiful thing?
Yeah, it's
And that's the
amazing.
thing, you don't realize the power, the people that are watching this right now. There's 28 of them on there right now live watching all this. That's real lives. That's real people right there. And they're looking at real people here. That's the thing. It's like people want to connect with people. They don't always want to know how much you know. They want to know how much you care.
Yeah, and if they have a story similar to yours, then
They connect.
There is a connection that you can build and build and build, and they're going to share more about you. They're going to share all about, oh my gosh, this person went through something just like me, and you need to know more about her. And so it's all about word of mouth, but it's also like being your authentic self.
And sharing failures, because
Yes.
the minute you look perfect, no one can relate to that.
Yeah, literally.
Well, I tell Christine all the time, you know. Just kidding. All right, I think we're out of time, so you guys can go get a little bit of lunch. But thank you guys for watching here on Instagram, you guys. Thank you guys. And that's all the time we have for this Instagram Live. Thanks for hanging out, you guys. Dr. Barry has gone full carnivore. I'm contemplating it, says Old Top. He should. I've been keto. Eat your meat, hashtag. All right, I'm going to pop off of here. We'll talk to you guys again real soon. Bye.